The Ghost Lady of Whispering Village. Aditi loved exploring new places. She was always in search of hidden gems, off-the-beaten-path locations, and stories waiting to be uncovered. One weekend, she heard about a secluded village called Whispering Village, known for its eerie legends and mysterious presence. Intrigued, she decided to take a trip, believing the stories were just that, stories. Little did she know, this trip would change her forever. The journey was longer than expected. The roads grew narrower and the trees denser as Aditi ventured deeper into the countryside. Her GPS signal flickered and vanished, and soon, she realized she was lost. The fog began to settle around her, and in the distance, she saw the outline of a village that didn't appear on any map. The village looked abandoned, with dilapidated buildings and cobblestone streets. The air was thick with an unnatural stillness, and faint whispers seemed to float in the wind. Despite feeling a knot form in her stomach, Aditi pressed on, hoping to find someone who could direct her back to the main road. She wandered through the village until she stumbled upon an old, dusty salon. The sign hanging above the door creaked, the letters faded and worn. The windows were fogged, and there was a faint glow inside, almost inviting her in. Desperate for assistance, Aditi pushed open the door, and it groaned loudly in protest, sending a cold breeze sweeping across the room. Inside, the air was unnervingly still. The walls were adorned with cracked mirrors and dusty furniture. A dim chandelier hung above, casting an eerie glow over the room. In the center of the salon stood a woman, so pale she almost blended into the surroundings. Her long black hair hung limp and unkempt, her clothes torn and faded, as if from another time. Her dark eyes, empty and hollow, locked onto Aditi with a stare that made her blood run cold. "Can I help you, dear?" the woman asked, her voice soft, almost melodic, but with an unsettling undertone that made Aditi's skin crawl. Aditi hesitated but forced a smile. "I'm lost. Can you help me get out of here?" The woman's lips curled into a thin, almost sympathetic smile. "You're not lost," she replied, her voice colder now. "You're exactly where you need to be." Before Aditi could react, the woman moved closer, her grip like ice as she placed a hand on Aditi's shoulder. "No one ever leaves this village," she whispered. "Once you're here, you belong to us." Aditi felt a wave of panic rise within her. She backed away, but the woman was quick, her movements unnatural and fluid. She guided Aditi to an old salon chair, forcing her to sit. "You'll understand soon enough," the woman murmured, her eyes narrowing. "You've trespassed into my domain, and for that, you will be punished." Aditi's heart pounded in her chest as the woman reached behind her, pulling out a pair of rusted, old-fashioned clippers. The mechanical buzz seemed deafening, vibrating through the air like a warning. Aditi's mind raced, but she couldn't move. Her body felt paralyzed as the woman began brushing her hair, her long, chestnut locks now just a target for the ghostly woman's dark intentions. "No, please," Aditi begged, her voice shaking with fear. "I don't want this. Please don't." The woman's eyes gleamed with an unsettling satisfaction, and she simply said, "You have no choice." Before Aditi could protest further, the woman's cold, bony fingers grabbed a handful of Aditi's hair and yanked it back. A chill ran down Aditi's spine as the clippers buzzed, gliding through her hair with unnatural precision. The sound was like a death knell, drowning out Aditi's frantic thoughts. The clippers bit into her hair, and Aditi felt an ice-cold tingle spread across her scalp as the first strands of her hair fell away. The woman didn't stop. She continued, each pass of the clippers shearing away more and more of Aditi's hair, leaving her scalp exposed. Aditi wanted to scream, to fight back, but her body refused to obey. The woman moved methodically, dragging the clippers across Aditi's head, buzzing through her once beautiful hair. Each pass left her feeling more vulnerable, more exposed, as her long, chestnut hair fell in heavy clumps around her. The woman circled around her, not saying a word, but every movement seemed calculated, deliberate. The clippers buzzed louder as they shaved the side of Aditi's head, the cold metal gliding against her skin. Aditi's breath quickened, and she felt herself slipping into a state of shock. With each stroke, her hair vanished, replaced by stubble and smooth, bare skin. Aditi's world became a blur of buzzing clippers, the steady thud of her fallen hair hitting the floor, and the cold, hollow eyes of the woman staring back at her. "No! Please, stop!" Aditi screamed, but the woman remained silent, her expression unchanged. The clippers worked their way around Aditi's scalp, until every last inch of her hair had been shaved away. The buzzing stopped, and the woman leaned back to admire her work. Aditi was left with a smooth, completely bald scalp. The woman's smile widened, revealing sharp, jagged teeth. "There," she said softly, her voice now filled with satisfaction. "You're perfect now. Just like me." Aditi's heart raced in her chest as she looked at her reflection in the cracked mirror. Her face was pale, her eyes wide with terror, and her scalp was now completely exposed. She reached up, feeling the smooth skin where her hair had once been, the sensation foreign and terrifying. "You'll never leave," the woman whispered, as Aditi's head spun with confusion and fear. "You belong to the village now. Just another lost soul in the shadows." Aditi's knees buckled as she tried to stand, but her legs gave way. She collapsed in the chair, unable to comprehend what had just happened. The salon around her seemed to close in, the walls pressing in as her mind swirled in disbelief. The woman's laughter echoed in her ears, mingling with the eerie whispers of the village outside. And as Aditi stared into her reflection, she realized with a shuddering horror that she was now part of the legend, the whispering, restless souls of Whispering Village. Her identity had been stripped away with her hair, and she was now trapped in a place where time didn't exist, forced to